ABC News political director Rick Klein joins me live now, along with ABC's Jay O'Brien on Capitol Hill for more on this. Jay, Kevin McCarthy says it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And he says that he does have some movement. Does it seem like he's making progress heading into this fourth day of voting?
Well, what we've heard from McCarthy and his allies day after day after day is that they feel that there is progress, particularly on a deal with that further right part of the House GOP conference, those 20 McCarthy or anti-McCarthy votes, or those 20 anti-McCarthy votes. But every time we get told there's progress, it doesn't fully get McCarthy over the goal line, and we go into a vote and he loses that vote. We've seen that for the past 3 days, and if we do a vote at noon today in an hour, at least unless something changes, McCarthy would potentially be on track to lose that vote as well. We know that Kevin McCarthy right now is on a conference call with the House Republican Conference, all of the GOP members in the House. He's laying out conversations that have had. It doesn't appear that he's laying out for them a fully done deal. But the question becomes, if there is any kind of agreement today between Kevin McCarthy and this group of McCarthy holdout votes, is it enough to sway is it enough to sway everyone back to Kevin McCarthy's side? Again, Diane, he cannot lose 5 Republican votes. If there are 5 people who don't like this deal and don't want to vote for Kevin McCarthy, whether they're far-right Republicans or moderate Republicans who feel McCarthy gave away the store, that is fatal to his bid to become Speaker. And I'm already hearing from some Republican members who are getting wary with this process. They are getting exhausted, and they are looking for other avenues potentially to get this over the goal line.
Rick, the House hasn't been this divided over a Speaker election since before the Civil War. How significant is that?
Yeah, when you talk about precedents that haven't happened for 160 years, you can basically throw out the textbook because it doesn't matter. There's nothing that's happened previously that has any relevance whatsoever to this situation. We are well into uncharted territory. And the fact that we are now into day 4 of voting, Jay is exactly right. At some point, you actually have to show the progress that Kevin McCarthy and his allies have shown. Yesterday was a wash. The day before, a total disaster. Nothing happened of significance. Those 20 votes have been moved. The key thing to watch is, do you start to get some of them? Because it's almost impossible to imagine a scenario where, after all this time, they all cave at the same time, Kevin McCarthy Speaker, and everyone is on a flight home this afternoon back to their districts. That's not going to happen. But that number 20 on the screen that has been so stubborn, if it starts to tick down a bit, it might be that that's the kind of divide and conquer strategy you talk about, that you could talk about being victorious. That would be put pressure on the remaining holdouts and give them an opportunity to have to make good on their promises here and maybe hold up the entire House of Representatives. Once you're down to a single-digit number there, it becomes very hard to resist. But as long as this 20 sticks together and doesn't support McCarthy, McCarthy is not able to show any of the progress, and that frustration that the moderates are feeling only grows.
So, Jay, what can we expect, what do you expect to see, and what are you watching for as the voting resumes today?
Well, Diane, I can tell you we're on track to vote today at noon. There could be some kind of move at the last minute to adjourn and give McCarthy and his allies even more time. They've had 3 days, but even more time to negotiate some kind of an agreement, a deal, or whatever you want to call it, with these holdout votes. I can tell you from my colleague and our colleague Will Staken that there are members of Congress, Republican members, who are preparing to be here over the weekend in voting. That's still not a definite, but certainly there are preparations for that, Diane.
All right. Rick, Jay, thank you both.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.